Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, world markets are hanging around waiting for the latest Fed decision. But this morning, the dairy auction brought a very good rise in butter prices, up 9%, and the expected rise in whole milk powder prices, which were up 4%. But there were weaker prices for skim milk powder, and some other lines were limited in the overall price rise, and that came in at just 1.9% in US dollars. The higher Kiwi dollar weakened as well, so in local currency the rise was just 0.8%. However, this does represent the 8th consecutive rise, taking the gain since the beginning of December to an impressive 26%. Fonterra reported its half-year results early this morning. Orders for American factory goods came in weaker than expected and only marginally positive, up 0.1% month on month, but lower than the flash report. And this was just up 3.8% year on year as the recent months weaken. Trade talks between China and the US aren't going as well, with reports that China is pushing back on American demands. Negotiators are planning new rounds of talks with a new target date for a deal to be now at the end of April. Chinese President Xi is skipping a visit to the US in March, all but ruling out a deal this month. And seaborne imports into the biggest American West Coast ports for Asia fell sharply in February, halting a recent shipping surge driven by strong consumer demand and a rush by companies to bring goods into the country ahead of the potential new tariffs. The flush is over. China is sharply slowing the importing of Australian coal. Ship unloading times have blown out from about 5 days to more than 3 weeks and longer. The Aussies suspect it is reprisal for their Huawei decisions. The downstream impacts will be significant in Australia. In Germany, business is still pessimistic about the future, but less so in the latest sentiment survey. The turn-up has been called significant. And back in Australia, 2 other major supermarkets have followed Woolworths in raising the price of milk, ending an 8-year supermarket price war. US Treasury yield is little changed today at 2.61%. Gold is up $5 to $1,307 an ounce. And US oil prices are marginally softer, now just over $58.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just on $67.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is at 68.6 US cents, and little changed as well overnight. On the cross rates, we're marginally firm at 96.7 Aussie cents. Against the euro, we're still at 60.4 euro cents. That keeps the TWI at 73.1. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.